And I think that's why people are feeling like, should I even start using AI in my business if it's always changing all the time? Like, I'm gonna have to keep up with this thing all the time. And I'm like, I'm not a techie person.
But what we need to be doing as business owners, but just people in general, is understand where we are with the AI, with AI, right? So there's a graph, and I'm gonna try and find it and put it in the thing. There's a graph that shows like how the trajectory of the internet usage and the trajectory of AI usage.
There was a point, 2022, I was going around the stage saying by 2026, 80% of online content will be synthetically generated.
And it is.
Already at the beginning of the year.
What AI does is that it gives you this false confidence of work completed. So you can ask someone to complete, like, give me a strategy, right? Give me an Instagram strategy, and you will get 40 pages of absolute nonsense.
Nyaki, it cannot 100% fully replace, but it's a good enough.
Yeah.
A lot of what AI does is good enough for us to move to the next level.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hustle and Heart.
Miss Producer, what's the topic for today?
Okay, so we're back. Welcome to another episode of Hustle and Heart. My name is Nyaki, and this is my co-founder and business partner, Kopano, and guest speaker. I suppose I'm not interviewing her. It's a co. King, when you do co-podcast, yeah, we are co-hosting. But this is obviously Hustle and Hard podcast from the amazing founders of Club She Is. Today we have a topic, and Polly, our producer, is going to tell us the topic.
Polly, the creator. Oh, it's a creative, ne?
Creative.
All right.
Okay, so how to start using AI in your business?
AI. There's a sound clip, Polly, I need to send you. Need to add on to it because otherwise, what I'm saying is AI. All you.
AI. Isn't that great?
What? Yeah. All you're hearing in like 2026 is AI, and I absolutely love AI. I actually was telling Polly, our producer, that I did a podcast episode in 2019 about AI. Like, I didn't even understand what AI was at the time. We were still talking about like ethics around AI and how it's being trained. I think this is when like large language models like ChatGPT, don't worry, all this whole conversation will make sense at the end once if you stick around. We were still talking about how AI models are being trained and like the ethics around it because AI typically is trained on very Western publications, Western news, Western media, Western propaganda, and so our outputs therefore are very like specific. So we're going to talk about AI today, but we're going to talk about AI specifically in business because AI in itself is a broad term. I can't imagine that below this video and above this video there is not another video talking about AI, but specifically how you use AI for your business, if you should be using it, how you should be using it, when you should be using it, and who in your business
Should be using it.
Because
some people should be banned. Some people really need to be banned from using AI. But I have an interesting question for you. When was the first time that you used it for business specifically, and what did you use it for?
I don't remember. I'm one of those people who are like,
I know you experiment a lot, but when did you actually find like your first use case for AI in business?
I think the first use case for what we used it specifically inside of Club She Is was like for copy, right? And that's where generally people start, like actually words, like how do you draft an email, draft a whatever. That's
or
probably
a caption,
write a social media caption, right? So actually using it for the copy. That was always the first thing, and that's kind of where AI started with. Most people started with like ChatGPT, right? And so I did mention LLMs, so large language models, which are like the companies, call it like that, or my favorite analogy actually for AI, how to explain large language models or models to AI. So is that, and I've done a video on this. So like, you know how you've got certain friends, right? One friend Kopano she's got the babies. If you need baby advice, you'll go to her. If you want a friend who's going to pray for you, you're going to go to that friend. If you want a friend who's going to, you want to go partying, there's a friend that you phone. You don't phone Kopano if you want to go partying. She's going to be like, Chomi, those days are behind me. The Lord has found me. Boring.
And I'm also just going to tell you, it's either going to be really boring or really ratchet. Like, it's just two very bad extremes. I'm not the person you call for those things.
Yes. And so the different language models are like your different friends, right? So different companies, Anthropic, OpenAI, Codebase, Manus, they create these friends, large language models, and they have different characteristics. They have different strengths. They have different weaknesses. And then therefore they have different use cases, right? So when you are looking for a specific friend to do this specific thing, that is the friend that you will dial, or that is the friend that you will conjure up. So those effectively is when we talk about large language models, that's what we're talking about, right? So it's either ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or Perplexity, and then within those large language models, they are then different like versions or different. And I want to use the most simple way, like simple understanding. There's different versions or different like strengths of that thing, right? So you've got the praying friend, but you've actually got like the praying friend, but if you catch her on a Wednesday, she's gonna be speaking in tongues. She's gonna do right.
Yeah,
but if you catch her on a Saturday, she could just be like she's just gonna lay hands and she's gonna cash, right? So there are different friends that you get, so different language models, and there are hundreds of language models. They're not hundreds. There are a lot of language models, and they all have different strengths, right? So some language models are good at video generation, some are good at image generation, some are good at language, some are good at research, right? You have to do your research to find out which ones those are, and we'll obviously talk about them in this episode, but also in the masterclasses that we have inside of the membership that we do. But like using AI for business for most people starts with writing.
Yeah, and then, I mean that's a like most common way, also because people are still at the prompt level of using AI, like just writing a single prompt and give me this or give me that or help me with this, like a very one singular transactional type of thing. I remember the first time when we used it for business, and funny enough, when I think about it now, it only clicks now. It's like and I still use it that way, like, but because my brain kind of thinks of it in that way, in two ways. My first was from a content perspective, but not from a caption perspective, but from storyboarding, idea generation. And the first thing that I use it for a client and a big multinational telecommunication giant, and we built an AI character. And at the time when we built it, the first thing that they said is we can't use AI to train the character. And we had to go deep and give her a backstory and do all of these things, because what we wanted her to do is live on her own autonomously. So, and it got scary because we built a white man first. And the white man, you could call him on the phone and have FaceTime with him. And because we made him values, and we made him Republican. And then he was a Bitcoin guy. So he had like really interesting views, where the longer we had conversations with him, the scarier his views became, and we could tell how he was trying to train us back. But that was the whole point. Like, the point was for us to build this thing and see what happens when you let him, continue his own conversation based on values that we gave him. And now building an AI character is just like 10 minutes, but that took very long. And even the businesses and the softwares and the platforms that we use to create that are no longer in business. And they were huge at the time. And it just goes to show how everything's been very simplified. Certain things that we used to use aren't being used anymore. And I think that's why people are feeling like, should I even start using AI in my business if it's always changing all the time? Like, I'm going to have to keep up with this thing all the time. And I'm like, I'm not a techie person. So if a person's watching this and they're just like, I'm not a techie person, I'm going to learn how to use this thing, and then next week it's going to be something else. It's like, where do I even start? Like, first question, is it worth it? And then secondly, like, where do I start if it's always every day, Nyaki is a new thing? Like,
I don't know how to help you. Good luck. It gets rough. So firstly, AI is not going anywhere. So you must start. You must start, and you must develop a level of proficiency within the AI world, whether it's just listening to it, but specifically using it. That is going
What
to.
do you mean by listening to it?
So listening to what's happening in the AI world, right? So what in the AI world, and so I'm saying this, guys, because I'm studying I'm doing a master's in business for AI, or AI for business. So we do a lot of like just nonsense. Just too much in the world is going on. But what we need to be doing as business owners, but just people in general, is understand where we are with the AI with AI, right? So there's a graph, and I'm going to try and find it and put it in the thing. There's a graph that shows like the trajectory of the internet usage and the trajectory of AI usage. And we are far like internet was like a slow burn, right? In the beginning of the internet, only like weird
adoption,
people,
so
adoption, yes. So only weird people were using the internet, right? And weirdly enough, those people, when they started using the internet, made a lot of money on the internet because they were the only very few people were using the internet. So we had very slow adoption, right? So, and because the internet at the time was such a novice concept, like even just conceptually, where you're like, what do you mean? Like, where does it go, right? So like, what do you mean I can search something on my phone, or on my, okay, not phone at the time, but on my computer? Where does it go? Like, where does the information live? So the idea in itself is quite novice, but we've obviously gotten to a point where the novelty of technology doesn't surprise us anymore, right? So someone can just say, oh, I created a thing that, I don't know, could read your mind. People are not like, yo, what do you mean? That's not possible. Why didn't even, like, it's just like, oh, okay, that's really cool. I wonder how they did that, right? So like technology in itself and the progression of technology doesn't have that novelty to the human experience anymore. But what we do need to do is that we do need to start adapting our building, our operations to be able to use it, right? So before, in the 1990s, people used to write letters. Then they had to start writing emails. Same thing for us, right? Currently, we're not using AI, and now we need to use AI for productivity, right? How do we use AI to prepare for meetings? How do we use AI to post meetings? How do we use AI to create proposals, right? Because what the tool, and remember, AI is a tool, which is why it cannot replace humans. It can help you become more productive, but it cannot replace human beings, not yet anyway. Not very good human beings, let me caveat that one, is that it allows you to create capacity, right? And as a business owner, or anybody who's in a business, capacity is what you need, because your time is finite, right? You only have 16 hours in a day or 24 hours in a day. You can't do more than that, right? And so the internet helps us. Now you're not having to write a thing, post it, put it in the post box, wait 7 days for the postman to come, then the postman must deliver it, then your person, right? So the internet has reduced that time, but similarly, AI has done the same thing, where it's able to condense the processes that you need to do in order to run your business effectively. Where we miss it, though, is that we assume, and this is why I'm saying AI cannot replace people, is that you still need to understand the process. You still need to know how to run your business, because AI inherently, right, artificial intelligence inherently is a guesser. Very good at guessing, the best guesser in the world. But all AI is doing is guessing what the next best word is, what the next best situation is. And so it can guess based on, again, what I was talking about, how people have been programming it. It can guess based on what other people have said, right? But if the world has given AI subpar work, you yourself, it's only going to guess subpar work.
And that's where the scary point is. There was a point, 2022, I was going around on stage saying by 2026, 80% of online content will be synthetically generated.
And it is.
Already at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
If we're already there at the beginning of the year, where does AI then learn from? And I think that's where everybody's like scared. It's like, we have to continue to give it good information. We still need to research. We still need to do all of these things, right? And helping us. It will always remain artificial. but a really good artificial. Like you can get really great, like A grade knockoff Gucci bags.
No, you can.
Like really, really good, right? But it cannot 100% fully replace, but it's a good enough.
Yeah.
A lot of what AI does is good enough for us to move to the next level. So when you talk about AI for productivity, do you think that that's where most businesses need to start with?
I think so. Start there, yes, because so AI for productivity is like the first level, and then the second level, which is kind of what we are leaning into a lot, is AI for profitability, because where the easiest hanging fruit, right, or the lowest hanging fruit is how do I make my life easier? Because it's a tool, right? A tool is supposed to make human experience easier. That's if it doesn't do it, like throw it away, because a drill. Right, a drill is a tool. It helps you so that it will, make a hole in the wall quicker. The alternative
And
is
more accurately.
yes. The alternative is that you can sit there with a pick and like pick at it. Right, the pick is also a tool. If you didn't have that, you would use your finger.
Yes.
Right, so tools are things that human beings use for specific to get a specific outcome. And so using AI for productivity, lowest hanging fruit, because what it allows us to do, allows us to get that time back.
But then, Nyaki, I got time is money.
Yes.
So if AI is saving me time, then isn't it making me money?
Well, not necessarily, because you could just be sleeping in that time. It's not. So I wouldn't directly. I wouldn't. So I mean, some people
think about it that way.
Some people will say like I've increased my productivity, therefore I can increase.
Therefore, I should be making more money.
Increase my income,
Yeah.
and that's not necessarily. It's not like a 1-to-1 ratio,
Yes.
right? Because even if I like right now we're recording a podcast, I have AI bots running in the background. This is technically not increasing productivity. This is technically not increasing profitability, right, in my business. What can increase and what does increase my profitability is the tools that I'm then able to use that will literally cut off bills, right? So if you're finding this episode useful, I have something that I think is going to interest you as an entrepreneur. If your business is not paying you at least 35,000 Rand per month, we've developed a free audit that is going to help you assess what the issues could be. I know as a busy entrepreneur, you get into the rut of doing the work, like pushing every day, pitching, but there's something that you're missing. This audit helps you identify what that is and helps you figure out what to do about it. See the details below on how you can access it completely for free. Let's get back to the episode. I was telling Kopano there's a tool that we're using for task management, and it charges, we pay like 4,000.
And that's a level, like that's the part where I love doing my research and I love sitting there and I love seeing conversations about it, is the strategic use of AI in business for growth. Like where should you be using it in order for you to get the most value and for the bottom line? Do you know what I mean? Like certain expenses are 100% worth it. So a lot of and obviously these are entrepreneurs that are fully engaged and playing with it and experimenting with it, right?
Yeah.
There are some people who, like for example with us with funnels, we say that you can lose money on your ads, but if the people you get in from the ad are going to pay you like 3x in 3 months, it's worth the loss.
Yeah.
Right? And we're kind of there with AI, where it's just like we can kind of lose here because we know that we're building towards profitability, in certain areas, and capacity in certain areas, right? Because if you are freeing up some of your greatest minds in your business because they were doing mundane tasks, you are then able to deploy those profitable human beings into profitable activities, right? So I'm a small business, and that's who we speak to inside of the club. In the club shares membership, we have ladies who have started their small businesses, and they are watching our membership, watching our masterclasses and tutorials to help them build their business and make more money. And you're saying, okay, you have to learn, you have to engage with AI, you have to start using it. And the first level is productivity.
Yeah.
Where does the coach, where does the consultant, where does the product-based business, I'm making these things in my kitchen person, where's the first place that I start to use AI? Not just from we give ChatGPT prompts, for example, beyond that, like where do I actually start?
Yo, bro, we don't just give ChatGPT.
We
We've got
really do.
amazing bots that you can download if you're a part of the membership.
Yep.
If you are a premium member inside of Club She Is,
get
you've
so
got
much.
bots. You've got, so like, for example, right, one of the things, and maybe let's break it down to make it more practical, is one of the things that people struggle with. So the instruction will be like, okay, you need to improve your social media. Someone will be like, I don't know how to improve my social media. We've got a bot. Her name is Anele. I've actually built, this is the second Anele. I like the name Anele.
like the name Anele.
So Anele, you literally screen grab your Instagram. You don't have to do anything. You screen grab your Instagram. You upload. Everybody knows how to upload your screen grab to Anele. And then Anele, you don't have to tell Anele anything. You just say, Anele, here's my Instagram. Anele then will analyze your Instagram and tell you what is missing, what needs to be changed, and give you the suggestions on what to do. So you say that you're a business owner, you say that you're a chiropractor, but nowhere on your Instagram does it mention the word chiropractor, which means if people are looking for chiropractic services, when they search on Instagram, they're not going to find you. Step 1, change there to say, I am a chiropractor. You say that you are, do you know what I mean? So there's the productivity, and that's something that you would have to rack your brain for a while and get it possibly quite wrong.
And test and get it wrong and then waste time.
And now we're saying it's going to take you all of 5 minutes.
It doesn't excuse you from doing the work of actually posting content.
No, well, even then, Anela will be like, okay, you need to post, here are your next 9 content pieces that you need to post.
You still need to go create them.
Yeah. But then also there's other bots in the club that will teach you, okay, here's a script. You want to talk about
so
AI.
So it will cut down the time, like what you were saying. So before you'd have to like, it's 2 things. And this is what I love. It also democratizes knowledge.
Yes.
So it used to be like a niche thing, or like somebody had to have an eye for certain things. And I love the competitiveness of the AI companies as well, because one would say their images are better and another one would come out and then just like, oh yay, we all get to have good images. We all get to have good posters. At first it used to be that ChatGPT would tell you what to put on your poster. And now we're at a place where, oh no, you can know what you should put in, and then I'll put it in there for you. But it doesn't excuse the part of you still need to know what you are looking for.
Yes.
So whereas before you'd had to learn what is social media content, how to create social media content, then you have to script it, then you have to do your own strategy, then you have to implement the strategy and create everything. Now it's like, okay, cool, let's get to the strategy part, right? Let's do the analysis and the strategy, and then here's a breakdown of what we should do next. It isn't to mindlessly just say go.
Well, some of us are doing mindless work with AI, and that's where the caution for me especially is that because AI makes your work seem, and this is something that I was watching this, it was like a 2-hour video or whatever, but basically someone was saying that for people, what AI does is that it gives you this false confidence of work completed. So you can ask someone to complete, like, give me a strategy, right? Give me an Instagram strategy, and you will get 40 pages of absolute nonsense.
Nyaki, we're having this conversation
because
the other day.
If a strategist is reading this, yes, you've submitted your work, it's 40 pages, and juniors do this all the time, right? Yes, you've submitted your work and it's 40 pages. But when I look at this, it's literally just, and this is the problem with AI, because it's so pleasing, right? In our business, in the Club She Is business, we call AI your little sister. AI, your little sister is always trying to please you. It's literally their job, right? They just look at you with these stars in their eyes and they're just like, whatever you need, I'm going to do it for you. Do they do everything correctly? Absolutely not. And so,
but did they do something though? No.
You don't have a little sister, do you?
No.
Yeah, that's why. That's your reaction. The rest of us are just like, this is a waste of my time.
But the thing is, that's literally with the conversation. The reason why I was sitting on a conversation like this, I was reading something else, spoke to someone, and in corporate, that is exactly what is happening.
Yes.
And they are irritated with it.
It's very irritating.
It ticks the box kind of technically, like,
did you do?
Yes, like, did you do the job? And does it talk about what I asked you for it to talk about? Yes. But does it actually solve my problem? No. Right? And it's that whole thing that you're saying about it makes you feel like you're being productive. Did you do the box? Can you tick the box? Yes. But is it actually done properly?
So then what happens is business owners, we then fail to check, to stand, to, when I say stand against, like, you know, put your reputation on this thing, and then you submit it as work that's your own work, right? You submit the caption, or you submit the post, or you write the email, or you write your LinkedIn caption, and then you wonder why people are not engaging with your things, right? Because you've literally taken AI. You said, linked AI, write me an article about AI. You haven't put in your own perspective. You haven't put in your own thought. You haven't put in your own ideas. You haven't put in your own problem or who you're trying to talk to. AI will give you anything, and then you take that thing and you post it on LinkedIn, and you're just like, I don't understand why people are not engaging with my content.
But Nyaki, here's the
LinkedIn is not
question.
working.
This is directly for now saying what you're saying, but for business. It gives you the illusion of productivity. It gives you the illusion of good work.
Yeah, because
And
that's
what
work done, right?
It's
You're like,
work
but
done.
I posted.
Yes. So now what happens in a business, there's the opposite side of the spectrum, where there are people who literally are using AI. They are in it. And now I'm a small business, and all my content is both AI generated and AI. Like, the image is generated from AI, the video is generated from AI, and my caption is AI, which is what you're saying. What happens to people who have gone too far as a small business? It can be any business. Miss Shea Butter in the kitchen can 100% make her shea butter creams and all of those things look luxurious with all the different skin tones and all of that other stuff, because that's what every single AI platform now can do that for us. We no longer have to go to, you know, different things in order to, I go here for the caption, I go, no. Even if you're just on ChatGPT.
So I think, you know what it is? I think that people think that business is output and not strategy.
But ChatGPT gave me a strategy.
No, but you see, that's the thing, is that ChatGPT gave you an output of the strategy, because ChatGPT doesn't know your customer. ChatGPT doesn't know your pain point. And when I say, and the you know what I'm like, you can absolutely build a very good strategy with ChatGPT if you know how to build a strategy. Because
If you know what you're looking for,
understanding
yeah.
how to build a strategy means that there has to be some level of research. You need to understand how to research, not research my customer and then create a strategy from you, because that's where a lot of people sit, right? And I'll tell you how to build I'll give you 101. So number one, just a simple example is like one of the research prompts that we do when we're doing research specifically is we'll ask ChatGPT to generate a diary entry for our ideal customer. So we tell them who our ideal customer is, and we give them examples of our ideal customer, and then we say generate a
and even before we
journal,
get there, Nyaki, there's actually a whole other section before the journal entries.
so much.
There's so many things.
But I mean, just
yes.
one piece of your research is to say a journal entry, and ChatGPT doesn't inherently know that part of research needs to be a journal entry, right? They will just do ICP. I love ICP, ideal customer profile. They'll just do ICP, dog, mom, 40 years old, whatever, and then you take that, and then you're like, it's this self-fulfilling
Black
prophecy.
African woman living in Sandton between 30 and 40 years old.
Her name is Tando. It's like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're using AI to train AI, to build with AI, and then
to finish with
AI, no human intervention, and then you wondering why humans are not connecting with your thing. So it's a lot. AI for business, 100% use it. But again, AI is your little sister. Please, guys, if you don't have a little sister, ask a person who has a little sister how little sisters behave. They love you. Everything you do is amazing. AI can never lie to you. It will always tell you you're amazing. Certain LLMs will lie even more. But if you yourself are putting your name on something that is not, it's plagiarism.
It really is. It's an accumulation of many plagiarisms. There's our one line inside of the club, because we are an AI driven company. As an agency, is that we say that it is AI generated and human finished. And that should not just be for us. It should literally be for everyone.
AI generated, human finished. Okay, that's it. AI for business.
Yeah, so we are inside the Club She studio. And this is where we film with our Club She is clients who come in for not just content, but content that has strategy. We are bottom line women. We know that we want to build authority, but also content that helps you convert, that helps you attract the right people who are going to convert in your business. So whatever your business may be, if you're thinking that I need to start creating content, long form or short form content, and you only have just 4 hours in one day to give, but you want the entire month of content done, that's not a big stretch for us, because that's what we do every day. book a strategy call with us, and we will talk about your business, what it is that you do, and how we can help you, and if we can help you. And if we can, then you will sit here with us in the Club She Is studio. But that's it.
That's it.
For us. And for everybody else who's been wondering, what is this membership that you guys are just talking about? Club She Is a community. We meet online every week in group coaching sessions. We give you so many tools inside of the Club She Is membership in order for you to build a business that pays you a salary of at least 35,000 Rand a month. If that is the type of community you want to be in with like-minded women just like me and you, then make sure that you join the Club She Is community. But until next week,
Bye.